What is 10% of 80? We're going to set this up using the formula that typically says part over whole, but we're going to use a more practical way with that formula that says is over of equals percent over 100. Looking at the question, says what is, that means we do not know our is number. Then they say 10%. And it says of 80. You'll follow along on your own paper, setting up the question. And what we're going to do is use the numbers that we have and put them in the positions of the formula. The is number we don't know, and when you don't know something in math, use a variable, we'll use x. The of number is 80. Put the equal sign because this is a percent proportion. And then the percent number goes here. It is 10%. And the 100 will never change in the formula. Your next step is simply to cross multiply. You can multiply 100 and x and 80 and 10. The way that will look like is 100 times x is equal to 80 times 10. 80 times 10 is 800. And equal to 100 times x. If you can multiply 100 times some number and get 800 in order to figure out what that number is, you would divide by 100 on both sides. And then this would cancel out. And that would leave you with x is equal to 8. So what they're saying is 8 is 10% of 80. And that does make sense. Moving to the next question. Convert 25% to a decimal. Well, I'm going to rewrite the word 25% here. And I'm doing that in order to break this symbol down. The word percent, per means divide. Cent means 100. Like the term century or 100 cents makes $1. So percent means to divide by 100. So if I look at 25%, again, you should be following along in your notebook. Just write down 25%. That is equal to 25 over 100. Every percent is essentially a division problem with a fraction. The number that you see in front of the percent, you can put that as your numerator. The denominator is 100. So if you were to take 25 and divide it by 100 in your calculator, 25 divided by 100 get you 0.25. So just as a general rule, what you can do is take the percent side, make it a decimal, and jump it 2 spaces back to the left to show that you have divided by 100. So 25% is equal to 0.25. Our final question here in the guided practice. If 15 out of 60 students are absent, what percent is that? And we're going to focus on this part of the question. I always want to look at what they're asking you to provide. So we don't know the percent. Again, our formula is over of, is what you should write down. That's equal to percent over 100. Let's look at what I do know. If 15 out of 60 students are absent, what percent is that? So my question essentially says, we will always write it in this form. What percent of what is what? So what percent of the total 60 students, what percent of 60 is 15? So what is my is number? My is number here is 15. I'll write that first. My of number says of 60 should go here. That will be equal to some percent. Well, what is the percent in the problem? I don't know it, so I'm going to put a variable in its place. And the 100 will always be the same in the formula. And all I have to do here is cross multiply. I'm going to multiply 60 times x, and that will be equivalent to 15 times 100. So I'll write that out. 60 times x is equal to 15 times 100. 15 times 100 is 1,500 or 1,500. And that's equal to 60 times x. Divide these by 60 on both sides. 1,500 divided by 60 is equal to 25. So in this case, my percent would be 25%. This would cancel out, and x would be equal to 25.